bring in affordable transport alternatives.
Hey Siri, play the hottest frequency in Limpopo this winter. Okay, now playing Capricorn FM.
Property speaking, it's Thursday. Philip Skuman is here, broker and owner of REMAX. Morning, Philip. Are you good?
Morning, guys. Thanks for having me.
You are warm. Like, you even have like a jersey and a jacket. Like, you're really warm. Winter's definitely here.
No, winter is not coming. It's here.
So today we're talking about sectional titles. Maybe let's start with what exactly a sectional title. Examples maybe of sectional titles.
So let's start. Well, you said something funny just before you played the song again, which was it's my land. I paid for it.
Yeah.
The question is, did you? So, okay. So you find free title, full holds, free titles, full titles, and sectional titles.
Okay.
A full title is what it says. It's freestanding and it's on its own.
Okay.
You only pay municipal rates and taxes, and if it's inside a body corporate or inside an estate, you also pay a homeowners association, which is the same as a levy. You find a lot of people saying, "No, I want to buy freestanding because I don't want to pay a levy." But then you buy inside an estate, you're gonna have a levy. Okay. So the levies are fundamentally different. We'll get down to that. But the reason I aimed at what you were saying is exclusive use area. Okay. So this is a big thing when it comes to sectional titles. So now we're talking section. Okay. Some sectional titles, the land surveyor did register the exclusive use areas, which is those areas that are not allocated to anyone, but it's not allocated to someone specifically either. It's for everyone and for everyone. Okay? So the idea is that if you have registered, if the Surveyor General has registered the exclusive use areas, then you buy it, then you own it, then it's adding to your unit size and your value for that matter. If the land surveyor has not registered, which is the scenario in 90% of the cases, they don't register the exclusive use areas as well, then you won't own it and you won't buy it. Technically, we got to ask ourselves a question: is it worth buying the exclusive use area?
So when you say exclusive use area, which areas are you talking about here?
So next to your unit, there's 3 parkings, but you can only use one of them. Okay. What about the other 2? Okay. The other 2 belongs to the complex in general, okay, or another unit. What you could do when you register the exclusive units is that this unit also has parking X, Y, and Z, and you paid for it. A premium, an extra garage, extra storage facilities. All of these things are things that you can add to exclusive use areas. Now, you can either not register it and pay a rent to the body corporate, which I prefer, which is tax deductible, or you could purchase the exclusive use area, which means you'll just have a more expensive investment that'll just grow. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. But then isn't that better because then it means ownership, whatever, to a certain extent?
To a certain extent, yes, but to a certain extent, no, because you're going to have full use of the exclusive use area anyway. So I would rather save the money towards my next sectional title investment. Not spend that extra 150. I would rather put it as a deposit for another unit in general, in total.
Perfect, sure.
That's the way I would do it.
So any advantages maybe of buying a sectional title?
Yes, many. It's the lowest barrier to entry. It's where most investors will find themselves purchasing. And just use the example, I mean, we did a study about 5 years ago and it was based on sales, real estate sales in the last 40 years. And what we found is that all properties were not created equal. And I'll be able to show somebody if they come and see me in person. But vacant stands do not attract the same property growth as a sectional title. And the luxury property also doesn't attract the same growth as a sectional title. So we got to look at which grows faster in the same economy. And sectional titles always grow faster than larger properties, commercial properties, because they have it's a more spread risk and they're operating from a lower base. It's much easier to grow 6% on $1 million than it is to grow 6% on $2 million. Okay, so you'll find that the smaller units always chase the larger units. So I would find that the best investment strategy is to split your risk on many small ones, many small sectional titles. Okay, so to get back to the benefits of freestanding versus sectional title, okay? With sectional titles, there's a lot of rules and regulations. Usually they might frustrate you as the owner. But when you're thinking with a different cap i.e. the investor cap, those rules protect the value of your property. Now you don't care. You want those rules in place.
Yeah.
You didn't want to live under them,
Yeah.
but you want your tenant to live under those
As
rules.
an investor, yeah. No, I get it. I get
Okay,
it.
so this is the benefit. Plus, like I said, it's easier to buy two, and it's better for you to buy two 1 million rands and spread the risk as opposed to buying one 2 million rand. One thing that people lose out of context is maintenance. To maintain a normal freestanding house is going to cost you 100 to 200k per annum. People don't see that. They're thinking about the bond payment.
Sure.
Okay, sectional titles, the levy is split, okay, amongst 10 people, and now you've got one contractor coming in, fixing 10 units, painting 10 units, and giving you a better rate. So whereas it would cost you 50 grand to paint your house, it's going to cost you 5 grand or 6 grand, the body corporate, to paint your house. You're not going to pay for that.
Oh.
Does that make sense? It's much smaller to paint, and there's these benefits. Okay, so from a maintenance point of view, it's always better to have face brick as well when you're investing. Face brick is more expensive to build, but you're not going to maintain it as often.
Yeah.
And for a tenant, there's very little difference between a painted unit for 500 rand more and a non-painted unit for 500 rand less. You know, he's not going to care. It's about availability.
Sure.
To the owner, to the investor, it makes a hell of a difference because your gross yield at the end of the year is going to be largely affected by what you spent on maintenance. So from an investment point of view, I would always say go sectional title, go mini, split them up, and you've got the benefit of a body corporate handling the nuts and bolts, the rats and mice issues daily. You don't have to be involved. Whereas if it's your property and the geyser burst, you know, you're going to know about it. Probably in sectional titles, I've known about geyser burstings, and then the client doesn't even know because he's given a mandate to the agent that runs the agency on his behalf, or the property on his behalf. So he's never concerned about any maintenance issues. It just gets fixed and the tenants keep staying happy. So that's for me one of the large benefits to buying sectional title.
The flip side, just quickly as we wrap up, the flip side of that, anything comes to mind? In terms of the disadvantage? The
disadvantages of body corporates, of sectional titles. Yeah, it's the rules. Sometimes you'll find that everyone doesn't agree, and the right steps can't be taken. Rules can be excessive. Pets, we spoke about pets last week. That's a stupid rule. That's one stupid rule. But you know, it's these kinds of rules that could make it better for you as the owner, but not necessarily as the tenant.
Okay, we leave it here today. Thank you so much, Philip. Philip Skuman, broker and owner of REMAX.